Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Captain America Issue 10, 2023. Ominous looking one there with Cap kind of looking at like files and stuff. Who are the change agents and all that? So this one doesn't really tie too much with what goes on in here, other than some kind of loose connections with kind of a power set that somebody's gotten here. So, let us crack into it. It's been 5 days since Carlos Alvarez Garcia and I fought our way out of Chile to round up mutants Lyra feels are central to the next phase of whatever she has planned. Next up, London. Samuel Johnson wrote, "When a man is tired of London, he's tired of life." Paul Theroux countered, "A person who is tired of London is not necessarily tired of life. It might be that he just can't find a parking place." As usual, Oscar Wilde gets the last word. "I love London society. I think it has immensely improved. It is entirely composed now of beautiful idiots and brilliant lunatics, just what society should be." And as Carlos and I make our way through the West End with only a vague idea of where we're going, I wonder, which of those are we? Interesting, as we see them going through London. I just don't think it was funny. Of course you don't, because you don't have a sense of humor. I have a great sense of humor. Give me your phone so I can start polling your friends. You left the living epidermis of your right hand in the restaurant, signing the check over and over and over, with a pen that wasn't actually there. My best work. I'm an artist. 2 copies, please. You didn't even stay to see the reaction. Some things are better left to the imagination. Sigh. It's like, okay. So are you really an artist? I was, yes, before I went on the run, like nearly every other mutant out there. Painting, sculptures, templates for menus. That's why I was trying to make my way to the front door when Death's allies cut me off. I heard that his sister Lyra had created a haven for artists of every kind, human and mutant. Apparently the whole world has tilted on its axis and everything loose has begun rolling into the front door in preparation for what? Who can say? For a second there I thought you could. Me? No, I'm just passing through. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then we see these people getting pings and stuff. So how are we supposed to find this place if we don't know where we're going? Lyra said they'd find us, and maybe that's them looking for us. Just a sec. "Excuse me, is that for me? Is your name Steve?" "Yes, then it's for you." As he then gets pretty much a call from this other person's phone. "Yep, 2 blocks up, make a right, second building from the end, double doors." "Who was it?" "She didn't say. Nice trick, though, pinging us through everyone else's cell phones. If she could do all of that, why didn't she just call you directly?" "Alrighty then." As we look at Steve's phone, it's like, didn't feel like it. "This way." And then we see them pretty much get there, like having to solve a kind of little puzzle. "Lady and the Tiger, anyone? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? If that door says use the other door, then that's the way in. Hang on. From what my grade school teacher taught me in grammar class, the progression goes from the door to the other door to another door, and then yet another door. So the other door is between the door and another door. Whoever designed this wanted people to miss the point and go for the obvious doors instead of looking in the middle for this." So we see Steve utilizing his deduction skills to open up there. "Not bad, but you know that only works in English, right? In Spanish, not so much." "Don't worry. What's written on the door changes depending on who's trying to open it. Come on in. Name's Raymond. This way." I'm like, that's actually pretty cool to have a defense mechanism like that. "So what would happen if we've gone through the wrong door? You'd find yourself back outside again with no memory of being inside. Try again? Same thing. Had one idiot try it all day. Ended up with the biggest headache in history." That a little trick of yours, Raymond?" "Me? Nah, that's the seer. She doesn't run this place, not like Lyra, but she's always here, watching out for everyone. Making her own little version of the front door was her idea, never been myself. From the accent, I'm guessing Liverpool? Yep, came to London 5 years ago, and this is as far as I care to go." As we see shit going boots, boots, boots. "Mind your step. Mind who you bump into, and for God's sake, mind your wallet. Found him at the door just like you said, just when you said." And then we pretty much get introduced to the seer. "So if you're a seer, then you're like, what, some kind of prophet?" "Some kind, yeah. We've come to bring you to, I know why you're here. Wouldn't be much of a seer if I didn't know, would I? The answer is no. Piss off. I was under the impression you wanted to come with us. You were misinformed. Raymond, love, give us a minute. I know Lyra sent you. I know she's trying to help. But I'm safer right where I am, so unless you're going to force the issue, not a chance, then you may as well turn around and head for the next person on your list." You have to understand, a person who can do what I can do is worth billions to some people, which is why I've been hunted for more years than I even want to think about. It's like, yeah, we're getting kind of wordy here. But we kind of need some stuff on her. So it's like, okay, every time I run, every time I put my head out there, the hunters come after me to collect the bounty. So I don't run anymore. I created a nice little ecosystem for myself right here. Raymond and the rest look after me. Nobody knows my real name, and for the last year I've been safe. Don't you miss the rest of the world? Have you seen it? No, I have a room, every streaming network Raymond and his pals can hack, non-stop music, people I trust not to hurt me or sell me out. I'm just fine. Normies want to buy, sell, and make me a pet. Other mutants want me to join a war nobody's ever going to win. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm not engaging. I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland. Not really. People like to think that until it gets tested. So what is your power anyway? I'm sensitive to all kinds of energy frequencies, especially electronics, as we saw with the phone. Yes, but what does that have to do with seeing the future? And this is interesting that she's got a seeing power kind of like this. It's a little bit different than what we're usually used to, but the electronics, like energy frequencies, is an interesting kind of way to describe it. Reality operates through the intersection of possibilities and probabilities. I can see the whole world at a glance, everything that's going on everywhere, and intuitively know which possibility is about to become a probability and happen. For instance, do you know how many billions of video cameras there are in the world constantly sending out information? Home and corporate security cameras, traffic cameras, news cameras. Yes, yes. Do you know what it's like to be able to see through all of them at the same time? No? Would you like to? I don't know, Steve. Yes. Hang on to your socks. As we then see this, and it's like, okay, we've been getting a lot of info dumping, and then we get one crazy-ass fucking page that shows us how she sees the world. And Steve's like, ah, shit. 2 seconds, not bad. The last person I let in only lasted a fraction of a second and spent the next 2 months in a padded white room screaming. Yep, makes sense. Steve, are you okay? I saw everything, and for just a moment I understood everything, but I can't seem to bring it back. Don't go too far down that road, friend. That way madness lies. And I saw something else. I see it too. I was so busy with you I wasn't paying attention. Let my guard down. See what? Hunters, helicopters on the roof right now. Steve with his game face on. So then we switch to pretty much the action. Now granted, I don't mind that we needed to have some information on what was kind of going on with the seer and kind of why she doesn't want to go with Steve and everything. But then we see these guys come in, pretty much smoking the place. 100,000 pound bonus to the first guy who finds the tech witch. Anyone between us and her is considered collateral damage. Move out. That's always sucky when people do it that. It's fucked up. Drive him out. Don't want witnesses. It's like, okay, they're talking about collateral, and they should pretty much be taking them all out. Come on, we need to get out of harm's way. But what about, don't worry, he can take care of himself, as we see Steve utilizing his shield, taking out guns and shit. You should leave now, all of you, while you still can. Cut him down. And I like this shot of him just like flying in with the shield. Ah, my knee, son of a... Bullets work best at a distance. Let's see how brave you are up close and personal. Then we see him bashing through. That's a really nice one. And I like the black and red going on there, but that's also the motif that we've seen with the Death Dude. Any last words before you wake up in a hospital? Yeah, 5 of them. Teams B and C, go. It's like, ah, shit. As we then get Steve surrounded. Got you in a bit of a crossfire, Cap. Whichever way you go, the other side will take you down. Gentlemen, we are about to make history. And then we see the seer saying, no. Why are you stop? No time. Need to concentrate. I can only do this for a second. But that may be enough. Open fire in 3, 2, 1. As we see that she's able to utilize the energy. Brains are just one more form of electrical perception. I can see through them and just for a second slow down the feed. Then I hit restart. As Steve pretty much gets out of the way and they pretty much fire on each other. Steve's like, ah, shit. You shouldn't have done it. And I do like Steve kind of taking her to task. I had to save you. I had a plan. Not from what I saw. I had a second to react. I did what I did, and I regret nothing, except what this did to the others. I wanted to be a refuge, a place of safety like the front door, but we don't have the kind of protection that Lyra offers. I thought we could make a stand alone. I was wrong. That was ego talking. The hunters wanted me, but it's the others who will pay the price in traumas that will last a lifetime. I don't belong here. Maybe I don't belong anywhere. Either way, I shouldn't be here anymore. Shouldn't risk anyone else for my own safety. I'll go with you. I'll go. It's like, okay. She made up such a front of, like, not going and then just switch. And we see that that kind of is her plan. Plane should be here anytime. Where are we going? Chicago. Last stop before New York at the front door. It's a long trip, so it'd be great if there was a name I could call you other than Seer. It reminds me too much of the catalog. What catalog? Doesn't matter. Becca. It's been so long since I said that name, I don't even recognize it. Good to meet you, Becca. I won't spread that name around. Thank you. There's still a few minutes before the plane gets here. I'm going to hit the bathroom. We'll be here. So then Seer will walk off on her own. It opens up a mirror thing and says, I'm in. As we see that she is in cahoots with Lyra's brother. Saying I didn't want to go, then being pushed into it by outside forces made joining up seem more sincere, so they wouldn't look any deeper into my past. Your people did their jobs except for the dying part, which I'm guessing you didn't mention to them. Yeah, he doesn't care about throwing pawns. If I do this, I want your word that you'll give me what I need. And that none of this will ever be traced back to me. It will be done. Okay then, okay. And I'm like, you're going to trust him after he did and killed those people. Well, here we go. As we then hit to be continued. It's like, okay. Next time. Steve Rogers finds the last change agent, someone who can change the direction of the world forever by dying. And as Steve wrestles with the morality of his task, a member of his inner circle is moving to betray him. Which we pretty much know, at least with Becca like this. So, this one was a kind of interesting one. I wish that that had been a little bit less talking head in this kind of position. I did like that Becca's kind of power is more based on kind of like electrical energy frequencies, which definitely opened up a lot of things that she could do stuff kind of tech operated, but also her being able to fuzz those guys' brains like that is like, okay, we're going to have to watch out for that, especially that she is on Lyra's brother's team, on that Death's kind of team. So I'll have to see how that kind of plays out. She does have a power that will be something that Steve is going to have trouble dealing with. It was interesting also to see Steve kind of like have his kind of feeling out what's going on with like Garcia. And even though I'm more like, okay, it doesn't feel like they're clicking that much, but I don't mind that, if that makes sense. Steve doesn't have to click with everybody, and it's just, it did pull off that kind of like, okay, Garcia's got his own kind of humor, Steve's got his own kind of humor. So we'll kind of have to see what goes on with this. I did at least like the action scenes. I wish they were at least a little bit more dynamic movement-wise. I mean, here we at least had some dynamic movement going on. But if the dynamic, like, kind of seeing the progression through the panels, there's certain kind of other comics that do that pretty well. Mainly like Spidey, Doctor Strange, Blood Hunt's had some pretty good ones too, in the Avengers, Thor, Iron Man. So, no big deals. We'll see what kind of goes on with this, how this kind of starts to wrap up. We've got one last change agent before I think we move into the kind of endgame place that Steve saw himself in. So we'll see how that kind of works out here. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.